friends, this is Hedda. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my November plan with me video. In this video I am going to set up my bullet journal for November. I've got out a lot of stationery because I couldn't decide on a few different washi tapes and stickers for this setup. I just wanted to grab everything that was kind of fall and indoor activities themed, because that is the theme that I went for November. Cozy indoor activities that are great for fall. I mean, great for any time of the year, really. I love indoor activities no matter when during the year. But this theme and this setup is definitely going to be more fall centered, so I'm using a lot of fall colors and fall stationery. Margot is laying down on my desk, like right in front of the mic, so if you can hear her purring, then you know, you're welcome. It's a great sound. I'm not gonna apologize for that. As always, let's start with the cover page. I am using my vinyl sticker that I drew for my patrons this month as the centerpiece of my cover page collage. I decided to go with a collage theme because it just works so well with this type of theme. I can use a lot of washi tapes and a lot of ephemera and stickers and make it a very whimsical, cozy theme. I'm excited to finally be able to use some of my more neutral toned brown stationery because I do have a lot of that and I love that type of stationery, and it's just so fun to mix it with pops of color. So I used a lot of fall stationery from Notebook Therapy and from other companies, small businesses, etc. One of the main features that I chose was this pet tape that has lots of hobby stuff on them. So there's paint and there's notebooks and stuff like that. I have no idea where it's from because one of you guys sent it to me in a pen pal letter, but it's really pretty and it has lots of gold details, so I really like it. I was kind of just winging it at this point, so I was just getting out lots of stationery pieces that I really liked and then just kind of building it from there. I went with this washi tape from Notebook Therapy. It is from one of their fall collections from last year. It is definitely more of an outdoor theme than an indoor theme, but I did want some of that fall foliage. So this one has lots of fall trees, a train, and just really pretty colors. So I mixed that with some of my washi paper from Paper Monogatari. They went really well together with all of this. I like all of the brown and orange tones together. Orange is such a pretty color. I love it. As always, I will put links to everything that I'm using in this setup in the description box below, so you can check that out if you see anything that you might want to get for yourself. If it's not listed or there's no link, that just means that I don't know where it's from. I get a lot of questions every time I post a video like this, and I wish that I could answer all of them, but a lot of the time I receive ephemera and stickers and washi tape samples from you guys in pen pal letters or from my other pen pals, and those times I don't know where the stationery is from, unfortunately. So yeah, if it's not there, I don't know where you can get it. If you're wondering why I'm cutting my ephemera in two before gluing it down, it is because I find that if I glue things across the spread, across the seam, when I then close it and open it, it just sometimes will loosen the glue a little bit because it gets pulled. That's why I try to just glue everything on each separate page, and then it will not be pulled like that when I open and close it, because I do open and close my journal quite a lot every day. So yeah, it's just easier that way to avoid things coming loose. Here you can see that pet tape that I mentioned before with all of the hobby and art supply things on there. I used my X-Acto knife to cut around the design so that I can just peel them off the pet tape like this and use them as stickers. I think that they are really cute. I love the little shimmering details, so I think it went really well with the color scheme overall. I had a little bit of trouble figuring out how to compose this cover page because I didn't want it to be a big blob in the center. I wanted there to be a little bit of asymmetry, so that's why it is kind of an L shape. And then I have the November title in the bottom left corner, and then I just wrote a little something in the top right corner towards the end. My title I just made with a regular brown fine liner. I think it was the Unipin fine line in brown, or sepia they're usually called when they're brown. And I just kind of did a little bit of fake calligraphy. It's a fine liner, so you can't do the thick and thin lines the same way you can with a brush pen. But I just went over the downstrokes afterwards to make the downstrokes a little bit thicker than the upstrokes. And then I wrote a little something in the top right corner, which was just something that popped into my head at the time. And with some final details with some leaf stickers from Paper Monogatari, I called it good for the cover page. So now I can get started on my calendar spread. And for this, I went with this calendar layout that I've done a couple of times before. My original inspiration for this was from Blossom Bujo, because she's been doing this type of layout in her traveler's notebook. It is such a fun layout, and it works with so many different themes, and you can kind of place the calendar anywhere on the spread and make a little bit of a different looking composition. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this layout. And on the right side of the spread, I have a calendar which is more like the classic original bullet journal calendar by Ryder Carroll, the list calendar. I'm just adding the days of the month, which I totally messed up because for some reason my brain just wanted to start November 1st on a Monday, which it isn't, it is a Friday. So the first couple of days I messed up a little bit, but I just wrote over them and it's fine. There will always be mistakes in something that is handmade, so yeah, it doesn't really matter. I made a little frame for the calendar just to separate it a little bit from the rest of the spread, and then I wanted to do a small collage in the bottom left corner. This is also where I want to have space for some of like my main goals or main focus for the month of November. I don't need very much space here because this is just going to be a short little list. So I made a little collage and I used some of my own stickers. This guy is from the sticker sheet that I sent out to my patrons this month. If you join on the top 2 tiers of my Patreon anytime during October, you will get this sent to you in the mail. So if that's something that you'd like, then you can check out the link in the description box. I felt a little bit pulled in several directions with the setup because originally I just wanted to do like indoor activities and hobbies and stuff, but I also wanted it to be fall. So I'm just using a lot of fall colors and a lot of more like fall nature stickers and ephemera than strictly indoor hobbies like art and reading and all of that stuff. But you know, I think it works really well. Every time I open my journal now, I'm just hit with this warm feeling, and I really like that. So I'm quite happy with how this calendar spread turned out. I felt like it was more fall than indoor hobbies, so that's why I put some art supply stickers from that pet tape on the right side, kind of next to the list calendar, just to even it out a little bit so that it's not just pumpkins and fall. To make it fit with the cover page, I did a similar header to my cover page, and then I just wrote calendar below it, and that's kind of the title for this spread. And then with a spread like this, because there is so much going on, I didn't really want very much empty space, so I did put in some extra stickers, pumpkins and fall leaves and stuff from Paper Monogatari. These are from her fall collection from this year, and I absolutely love it, so I wanted to include some of it. So that's it for the calendar spread. Now we can move on to the next one. As you can see, my desk was starting to get really messy. This is always what happens when I want to do a collage collage theme because I need to get everything out on my desk so that I can see everything to know what I want to use. So this spread is the habit tracker for November. It will have 6 habits, which is actually quite a lot, but not as many as I had for October. My October habit tracker was maybe a little bit excessive, but it was because I wanted to track a lot of stuff that had to do with the cats. In case you don't know, if you haven't been watching my other videos, I am fostering a cat mom with kittens, 5 kittens plus 1 adoptive kitten who was found on the highway and came to me last week, and I'll be talking more about her in an upcoming vlog because there is a lot. But anyway, I haven't done this particular layout for a habit tracker before, so I thought it would be interesting. The habits are kind of right in the middle of the spread, skewed towards the left, and then I'm making a collage around the bottom and on the right side of the spread. So another L shape, but this time mirrored, I guess. Speaking of habits and the cats and everything though, I feel like I've just suddenly become a single mom of 7. There is just so much to do with them, and especially with the new one because she has had to be on her own for a bit, quarantined, and so a lot of my time has just gone into caring for the cats recently, and it's taken up so much of my time that I feel like I don't have very much time for the things that I normally spend time on, and I could not have done this if I had like a regular office job. The only reason I'm able to take care of these cats with everything that comes with it is because I can work from home. So very grateful for that right now. I don't think I would have done this if I had to work outside of my house. It just wouldn't have been possible. And the cats are really sweet and I love them, but they are a lot of work, I will say that. Okay, so one goal that I set for this whole setup was that I wanted to use more smaller pieces of stationery, like smaller stickers and smaller ephemera and stuff, because a lot of the time when I make collages, the main focus is on like one larger sticker, for example, and I love that type of composition. It is my safe space. I do it all the time. You see it in my reading journal all the time. And so I just wanted to challenge myself a little bit to use more smaller pieces in the setup. So I made sure to use some stamps. I used these washi tape, like stamp washi tape pieces from Notebook Therapy, also from last year's fall collection from them. And for my title, I went with a classic hand-lettered title. I used a Marvi Uchida brush pen. These I've had for a while, but I don't use them that often. But this color, this kind of rust red color, was just perfect for this theme, I think. It also has a fine nib on the other side, so that's what I used to write tracker underneath habits. I wanted to keep it pretty simple, but I did do this little like shading trick where you just go over parts of the text with the same marker to make it look a little bit darker. And then I used a very, very thin fine liner to do a little bit of a drop shadow. And this is slightly different from my usual titles because I tend to outline each letter as well as doing the drop shadow. But this time I thought it doesn't really need it because the rust red color is already very dark. So I think it looks fine this way. I added a few sparkle stickers here and there and some leaves, and then that's it for the habit tracker. And now the next spread and the last spread in this video is going to be my first weekly spread of November. I don't always include these in my monthly setup videos, but I thought I would this time because this is kind of how I want my weeklies in November to be. Very simple and low effort, I guess, because I want to do more daily spreads in November. I have been really enjoying that in October, to have more kind of diary pages for me to just write down my thoughts. And so that's why I wanted to create a weekly spread that is very simple and straight to the point. So I'm using a sheet from the Trolls Paper Weekly memo pad here. It is the perfect color for this theme, so I thought I would take the opportunity to use it because I have a bullet journal, a planner essentially. I don't really use these like memo pads very much that has like a daily planning on them already, so you know, an opportunity to use more of my stationery because I do have a lot. On the right side, we are doing a task list, and instead of doing a box like on the left side, I'm making a little collage at the bottom, a little bit at the top, and then I'm gonna have room to write in the middle. This is a layout that works really well for me because it has everything in one place, and I don't need that much for each day because I have a fairly small handwriting, so I can fit a lot onto these daily sections actually. To make the spread feel a little bit fuller, I decided to use the Marvi Uchida brush pen but with the fine liner side to do these lines, and also one vertical line because that makes it kind of a task list that you can tick off. So I really like the look of this. I think that it really completed the spread because now it looks more full. And that's it for the setup. So now let's do a final flip through of all the spreads that you've seen me make in this video so that we can get a complete look at my November spreads. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more from me, please consider subscribing to my channel and also clicking the like button on this video. I have links to my other social media in the description box below, including my Patreon, my Instagram, my TikTok, and stuff like that. And also do check out the description box if you saw anything in this video that you're interested in getting for yourself. If you watched this video all the way to the end, be sure to put a fall leaf emoji in your comment and tell me what kind of indoor activity you enjoy the most in the fall. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Especially a big thank you to my patrons. You guys are the best. I have a lot going on this fall, so I really need my journal to be planned out and ready to go because November is going to be full of activities as well. And with that, I guess all that's left to say is that I hope that you're all having a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!